Hi, Dave Snyder here. It is first day of February 2015, and I'm not really feeling much better. But I got it. I've been sitting here for the past hour or so, off and on Google Earth and Wonder Maps, and I find so many things so easily now. It's just unbelievable. I think I'm pretty sure it's hard to believe that I find it hard to believe that I have basically figured out the things that I figured out. It is so it just shocks me to 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 know how much truth I've discovered in the past 4 years. Man, it is just unbelievable to me too. It is to me, but I have discovered so many things. Oh my goodness! And I know it just sounds crazy, but it is so true. Let me just show you a couple things that just happened a minute ago, I guess. Let's say, well, over the past 4 years, but check it out. All right, I was on my Google, I was messing around on my Google Earth, right? And let me see, what did I bring this picture up for? I was just kind of rooting through my files, and I was up here, and I was kind of just drifting through here, clicking on a couple things that I did in the past, and I ran across. First, I clicked on this one, near side impact. That's a moon impact, or that's a reverse image of the Earth over the moon, so you can't use that one. Okay, so this is what I ended up clicking on this one. I was actually down here at Horus, and I was trying to find some of the ones that went with the Horus and all that. And I clicked on this right here, and it was not right here. This picture was not right here. I had it up here, way large. I didn't have it set in any particular place. I just had it up here to work with it with something else, and I don't even remember what it was. It was really large. It covered the whole Earth when I first brought up the picture, and I had to knock it down to size. But when I looked at the picture, I seen this shape, right, and I know what the shape is. I know what the shape is. I know what that is. So what I did is I brought up Mare Oriental Basin, not the lunar south pole pattern at all. I didn't even mess with that. That's what's going to come next. Okay, so I brought up the Mare Oriental Basin like this. Okay, and this has been set in place. This picture will not move ever. This picture of Mare Oriental, and you'll see why. You should already know why. Because it lines up with everything when you line it up with something else. So it just lines up with everything. I'm lining this. I'm going to line up this crater. I moved that one that's up my list to match this, but so I have to go back up there and get to that so I can show you. Bring it to the top. So like this, I basically aligned this shape because we know that shape now. It's the same as perfect finally, same thing, and you can see how well it aligned to this picture, right? This shape right here, this conical shape or whatever kind of shapes, is right. It's right here, and it kind of comes down like this right here. This is the shape, the whole heart shape or whatever you want to call it. That's the same thing right there, right? And I'm not saying it's absolutely perfectly aligned, but it is pretty well aligned when it does what I show you in a minute. So basically, I aligned that to that, and then my computer crashed, and I had to do it again. And I lost a couple other things that I'm going to have to show you again in a minute. But anyway, so I lined this up to that, and then I said, okay, that's great. Let's turn off Mare Oriental. Let's click down here and turn off Mare Oriental and see how it aligns with everything else, right? Oh, and I brought up this California, this one I did, and it's pretty close to the same area, so we're in the ballpark. Anyways, I took away Mo, and I brought up the lunar south pole pattern that's been set here in place, right? And it confirms. It just puts things into perspective very well. To me, it does. Anyway. Okay, here it is, lunar south pole, and check it out. You remember the floods in Colorado? Remember the pattern that was there, the round circuit? Look at it, it's right in the same area. Boom, right in that same area. Okay, and then look at the rest of the picture. Look at this, lunar south pole. Just check it out. All on its own. It lined up just like that. All I did was turn it on, and boom, it was right there. See the curve? This curve, I mean, check it out. And I haven't even brought up anything else with it. I just seen that, and I was like, okay, that's good. That's the same thing. We know that because we've been looking at it for a while now. Let's bring up perfect finally now and see what that looks like over this. Watch. I haven't done this yet either. It's pretty close. Look at that shape. Look at that shape. And you can see the lines right there. See the line? And that cloud line, see that? And how it's the same pattern, but look at it's drifted over. See how it's right here over this part? So it is not always over the spot where it happens. Is what I guess is what I'm coming to that conclusion for sure. That's I mean I should have done that a long time ago, but that's got to be a fact because there we are seeing it moved over to in a different spot, but it's the same pattern for sure. We can see that, I think. Okay, so let's take that down. I don't know. We can bring up some other stuff. I don't think that's going to show anything. See how a curve comes back where that lines right up. Okay. What else? Three kings. Well, that's going to be kind of funky. Oh, this right here. This I did something with this earlier, and oh man, it showed something. That Tugunska thing was right in the center of this right here. It ended up being right in the center of this round spot right here. That Tugunska thing in Russia was right dead center of this, man. I was like, whoa. And that happens all the time. And I'll show you something else that happened too with this one here. I think it was this one. No, it wasn't this one, but I'll show you. I got to redo this other one. I found another one too. Just messing around with the weather pattern I did earlier. I got to turn this off first. Okay, come on. Okay, so I'm gonna title it real quick. Something. Okay, so there's that. So now I got to redo this other one, and how I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna skip a step and go straight to the. I lined it up. I was messing around with this with other things first, but then I noticed it goes with it's Mo. Watch, you'll see. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I saved this yesterday. The patterns that we in my last video where I pointed out the triple header. Okay, so we'll check that out. I got them separate, downloaded separately and all together. And I called them. What did I call them? Something triple number 3. It was this one. Okay, so I brought this up earlier, and I overlaid it. And I was screwing around with it for a little while, but then I noticed something. I was real close to having something in place. And I just noticed something, and it just came to me. I could see the curve. I could recognize things. And here it comes, right here. This is it. This is a good one. This is a good one. Almost. Right. There you go. I almost got it. Hold on, a little bit more adjustment here. There it is. Okay, you see the center? The center, here, let me set it in place. The center right there, and then you see that spot there, right? Like those areas there. Okay, and then see this edge? How it fits in that shape right there pretty well? Okay, and then you back it off. And you look at this whole, there's the whole center right there, look. Almost whole center. That little part's missing right here. They probably cut that out or something. They probably didn't want to put it in there. Or it's not there. It's just not there. But you can see the curve holds around, goes around. It's the same thing. And then, because what you see when you take the mow away, and I had it pretty well worked out like this earlier. Too high. Too high. Okay, so there we go. Coming up. Okay, you take this away, and then look at, you can see the shape of the coast right here of Australia, pretty much. It conforms to the edge of that somewhat. Actually, I think I still have it a little too big. It needs to go. I need to squeeze it this way a little bit, because earlier I had grease lined up. This is like grease right here. You can see in the picture that would be grease, and we know that was like one big massive volcano. The whole area is just like one big massive volcano. Looks like. I mean, the geology looks that way, I think. And right in the same spot, it was like right here over this spot right here. Right, I always say that there was like a volcano in here somewhere. One of these was a big. This one right here, and that one too, I think. You can see how this is right here. See this round thing? I think that was one, and I think this round part right here was one too. Because they always fall together with some other spot that's just like I said, grease. It never fails. I mean, it always does that every time. And you see the curve kind of right here. It's like I said, I had it a little smaller earlier. I can just move that over and just fit a little better. Right about. Just gotta make it skinnier and then move it back over. I gotta have Mo up there. Anyways, you get the point. I mean, it lines right up, and it shows that this whole thing was the center of a mirror. Yeah, that's right, the lunar south pole. You bring that up, and then let me line it up to Mo real quick again. We'll do that first. Oops. Oh, look at this. Look. See the round spot? Look at that. Nice. Very nice. And then you can see the shape of this area too. Watch. Indeed. Very nice. And you can see like this, like I said, this is the center. Boom, right there. So in the center, right here in Norway, Sweden, or whatever this is, Switzerland, I don't know. Up here, there should be a place that'll match that spot right there. See that? There should be a place there, somewhere in that area, and there should be something here too, like this place here. See the spot in the weather? You can see it in the weather right here. So it's probably on the land. If it's not on the land, then we have to, but it'll be there. I'm telling you, it'll be there. There's that one. Very nice. Now it fits. This whole thing just fits right in there, and that's unmistakable. It's that is what that is. See that what they're hiding is this big thing here that always shows something really, really nice that I haven't seen in a while. This big lump right here, that always shows exactly what it shows in the picture. A round circle with a bunch of holes in the weather, man. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. Shows that used to show that really good. It doesn't. I haven't seen it in a while, but. Look how it just fits this edge. It just runs right out. You can see how it all converges. That is beautiful. Look at this, how it comes out the side. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that, like I always say, if the pictures are real, I've done this so many times and seen so many things that just turn out this way. I mean, it was so easy to do all this stuff that, for me, it's been so easy lately. I mean, it just becomes clear, and then I start to think about, everybody in the religion and the Jesus things and the things that everybody always unsubscribes when I talk about, or just point something out that could be possible. I don't know. People don't, I guess, are a little sensitive when it comes to that. But anyways, that's just the way it goes. Can't handle a little bit of if you take things personally, that's not my problem. I'm not personally trying to pinpoint any kind of certain person, religious or whatever. People are people. Everybody's nice, and there's a lot of nice people, a lot of mean people. And I mean, I'm not really a mean person in person. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be mean on videos either. I just speak my mind, and if people can't handle that, then, what am I gonna do? Change for them? I don't think so. I just do what I do, and I'm just trying to find the truth, just like everybody else. And people think they found the truth in Jesus and whatever. That's fine. I'm still looking, and I'm trying to share my findings as I go. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And you know what? I do believe in Jesus Christ. I believe Jesus Christ is something different than everybody else believes it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they know it's the same thing that I know it is, but they're just not. They have a reason to not talk about the real reason or something. I guess I don't know, but it sure is a global agreement. It seems like, if it is, but I mean, I've seen it so pretty clear. I mean, I could take myself back to the ancient times and actually put myself into the situation where it's the end of the world, and I can see what's doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing there, standing in the desert, standing on the earth, somewhere on the earth, looking at things and knowing things are ready to happen. I'm there as they're happening. I can see it because I've watched a lot of things that show things, and it just gives me a lot of insight on all of that. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, because I never really tried to set out to find so much that I've not even close. I never set out to do any of this. It hasn't been something that I was always concerned. I've always been concerned with knowing the truth, but I never really thought I'd find so much of it so quickly, of such importance. Really, I mean, to me, it's important. I mean, most people think that. I think it's all right to think that it's not so important, because it's not. To a lot of people, it wouldn't be, because it doesn't. If it happened, oh well. But the part that gets me is, like I said, is I watch a lot of things, and I feel like I have, even though I've learned from those things that I've watched a lot of stuff, I shouldn't have had to learn. It seems a little unfair that I had to spend so much time that I could have been doing something else, learning about it. I don't know. I guess you do what you want. You don't have to do anything, right? And if you decide you're gonna, well, then that's on you. You're gonna have to spend some time to learn, because the planet is full of people that don't want it. Oh, look at that too. Look. See the line right here? I'm seeing something right up there on that edge. It needs to go maybe a little higher and turn a little bit. Yeah. It's pretty good right there. I got that right there is lined up right on. I'm pretty sure of that, because that's right there, and you wonder why. Look, you wonder why they don't show you the northern hemisphere or up here in the north. I mean, that would probably show that print perfect in the weather. You would see that and go, wow, that looks just like what you call it, and all that. So I mean, we have the lunar south pole. Oh, we need to bring up the lunar south pole print now that this is aligned somewhat to pretty well to Mirror Oriental. We need to bring up the other one and just see how it aligns on its own. Oh yeah, that's right here. Look, we gotta look at it like this, just like we just did the other one. Watch, it'll all be there. Curve. See the curve? Right here, just curve. There's that weather's missing right in that one spot because they cut the weather off that line, though. See that? It's like a football shape, kind of. This whole center is like a football shape right here. That's why they made football that shape. No, I'm just kidding. I know when I'm going too far. All right, but sometimes I don't care. There we go. There's the point. I see the point. See the point, kind of right there. And I didn't line this up to that. That's what I mean when I say I didn't line this up to this picture, because I didn't line it up to this picture. I lined it up to the Mirror Oriental picture, and then I just bring things up, the other things up, and this is what happens. See? So this is like like a hot bright spot there. So there's something. You see the edge of that. I don't know. It's right up. You can see the football shape right here, right there at the lunar south pole. It curves right there, really good. And then down here too. You see it right there. So that same area on the Earth was hit by both the lunar south pole and the Mare Oriental Basin. Or you think that if you think that they were shaping it from space, I think you'd have a hard time getting anybody to back that up, because I mean, you see that Mare Oriental is a huge crater. I mean, it's huge. And then you got this right here, and then I don't know. You just look at the Earth and you can see that there's rocks, these big boulders all over the Earth that just kind of look not like lava rocks, right? They sure as hell don't look like lava rocks. That's all I'm saying. Lava rocks are one thing, but big boulders of granite and shit like that, that's a whole different story. That's something and something else, you know. That's two things mixing together, making something, or it falling off the moon and leaving it here, or whatever it is. It's not just one thing. I've been up in the mountains and I've seen the big things, and it's just unbelievable. You know, you see that, and you have to know. I mean, the oceans are as deep as the mountains are high. Really, you think about how deep the oceans are. How the hell, you know? Or if you drain the oceans, we'd be like way the hell up in the air. You know, we'd be like big giant cliffs. That's a little bit strange. I mean, I understand the weight of water, but where'd all that water come from? Not from comets. There ain't no way. That's all the water on the Earth's from comets. No way. There's way too much. Got to be from the moon. Got to be. It definitely puts the whole story together. These two craters for sure, and the side that we see now too. And I just saw something earlier that said something about the ages, or I think the ages, like the end of the age. I think the end of the age is like, you know, like when each age is a moon impact, because it's hit more than 3 times. I saw someone said 3 earlier, but I know there's more than that, because I know the backside. I've had the backside aligned perfectly too. I mean, just a lot of places line up certain times a year. And now you can repeat it after you get like a library of images like this, and you can just, man, look at that. So there's Schrodinger. So that puts a land shape to that right there. That means this land right here had to be. It's not the weather we're working with. See, the weather could move over a different area of land. So this is the area where Mare Oriental had to be. It had to be involved, or it was built after a continent was pushed away, and it repeated another pattern of similar. I don't know. Definitely has something to do. It's definitely related. The two are related. Look at that. You see the point? That's from the center of Schrodinger right there. You see that point in the center. That. And it's weird because I did not see. I thought this was Schrodinger in this picture earlier. When I first brought this picture up, I thought this circle right here was Schrodinger. I mean, it just looks, because it's the only area of the thing that has a circular shape. So I thought right there was Schrodinger, and I tried to line it up, and I couldn't get it to line up properly. It just didn't seem to want to work out right. You know, this stuff right here wasn't going in the right place. So when I did the Mare Oriental Basin, and it fit so well in there, like this, I was able to bring this up like we just did, and check it out, and that's what happened. So there you go. I'm going to cut it off there. So I'm sure you guys all know that the moon's very important. I mean, that's all we need to know anyway, right? That's it. That's all we need to know. Just it's really more important. It's more important than we thought it was. That's good enough for me. If people just agree on that it's more important than we ever thought it was, then I would be happy. Really, that's all I'm trying to do is get people to understand there's something more to it. the NASA's telling you. I'm not trying to tell you it's the end of the world coming. I never have been trying to tell people that the end of the world's coming, that the moon's going to hit the Earth. I don't. It may be done. I don't know. And if it, but they say, from what I've gathered, that if it is going to, it's going to be sometime in the 30th century or something. So 1,000 years. But then they said it's happening 10 times faster than they expected. So it could be 100 years. I don't know. It doesn't matter because I won't be here. So I'm not really. That doesn't concern me. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, who's bullshitting me. That's really all I'm trying to figure out too. Who's the bullshitter? How deep does it go? I really want to know how deep it goes. And I think I've reached the point where I can go, I think I know just, I'm right there. I found the peak of it, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know there's still a secret group out there that are somewhere on this earth, hiding on an island somewhere that's not on the map. And if you just stray into that area, you never seen again. You just disappear. Yep, that's what I think. That's where they are. Spreading the lies, keeping us from finding the truth. I don't know. They think we'll panic or something. Maybe some people will. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I think it's kind of cool. It was interesting. It definitely was interesting the way I had to learn about it. That's definitely an interesting thing to learn at like age 45, when I wish you would have learned it, all of it, a long time ago, so you could just get past it. If they would have just taught it to you in high school or something, it would have been kind of cool. So you didn't have to trip on it later. Not that you should, but if you do, kind of, I don't know. It's an interesting journey, that's for damn sure. Anyways, and it's fun. It was fun to see how many people, how people take things. Like when you talk about certain things, it just kind of gives you a whole different perspective on things. How brainwashed people are. How some people are open-minded, and it seems very few are. There's I mean, percentage-wise, there's a lot less people open-minded than there are people that have been brainwashed. I'll tell you that. Got a lot of work to do, that's for sure. All right, have a good day, good night, whatever, wherever you are on the planet, whatever it is. Later.